Hey guys, welcome back to the First Draft Podcast.
Welcome back.
It's been a couple weeks, but we're going to do a couple more clip reviews today. The first one has to do with this really bizarre YouTube killing, and
Crazy.
got a news story in Idaho that is kind of, I guess, localized, but I think that we can. There's a big conversation to be had about it. So
yeah, I like that.
yeah.
Two clips we're gonna watch and comment on.
Yeah, just kind of speak about and give our opinions and analysis. I think it's awesome what we're doing.
Yeah, this will be an interesting
Let
episode.
me hit play here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Two people on the Las Vegas Strip makes his first court appearance. Police say that Manuel Ruiz shot and killed two people over an ongoing feud. According to an arrest report, he claims that it was self-defense and he was ordered to be held without bail. The next court hearing set for this Thursday. We're also learning more details about the deadly shooting of a YouTuber and his wife on the Strip. It happened on Sunday. We want to thank you for joining us live at 6. I'm Latoya Silman.
And I'm Jim Snyder. Glad you're with us tonight. Police have identified the victims as Rodney and Tanisha Finley. A GoFundMe has been set up to pay the funeral expenses for the couple that other streamers say were visiting from Arizona when the shooting happened. We have live team coverage for you tonight. Christian Drummond has been talking with a witness to the shooting.
Yeah, but let's start with Tiffany Lane with a breakdown of Manny Ruiz's arrest report and also the alleged beef between the YouTubers prior to the shooting. Tiffany?
Manuel Ruiz is claiming self-defense in this situation. Now, local YouTubers say, let's let the justice system decide. But however that decision goes, they say this online beef between the YouTubers should have never gone this far.
It was unethical, it was stupid, and he deserved to be in prison.
The YouTube world responding after a shooting that led to the death of Tanisha and Ronald Finley.
They were kind, they were beautiful people, they were, he was a good father, he was a great grandfather, he was funny. She was full of life.
YouTuber The Other Me, who streams all around Vegas, calls the Finleys his friends. He also knows Manuel Ruiz, the man accused of killing the couple on Sunday night.
It's not only bad for both families and their children, which our heart breaks for the children because their lives are destroyed on both sides of this. It's bad for our community.
Ronald, known on the platform as Finny Da Legend, and Ruiz had an ongoing feud online. Manny's YouTube page with his wife Juliana called Sin City Family, where he's often seen wearing face paint. Manny's first appearance in court on Tuesday with streamers in the audience.
I'm showing up today just to say all YouTubers are not like that. I'm showing up for the victims because they did not deserve to get killed.
According to Metro's arrest report, Manny told police that when he ran into Finny on Las Vegas Boulevard Sunday night, he believed Finny was reaching for a gun and shot in self-defense. The report states Manny also shot twice at Finny's wife Tanisha because he thought she was reaching for a gun too. Turns out it was a cell phone and a gimbal. The Other Me and other YouTubers believe the beef between the two parties goes back to an incident in the Valley.
Something that happened 2 years ago on Halloween. There was a pepper spray incident, and there was kind of a scuffle on Fremont Street.
One witness told police Manny threatened both him and Finny in the past by making finger gun gestures with his hand while saying pow, pow, pow. Manny's wife also told police that Finny and Manny recently had an altercation on Fremont Street, and Manny was cited for battery. The Other Me says things should have never gone this far.
I never in a million years thought that it would get to this level.
I stopped by Manny's home Tuesday to get a comment from his wife. No one answered. Now, also in that arrest report, police did ask Manny's wife about a video that Manny posted the day before the shooting. Essentially, he's driving around in his car, threatening someone and asking them to show up. Now, Manny's wife did deny knowing about that video in the arrest report. There are a lot of layers here. It's a very complicated situation and ongoing beef that some have been following since the beginning, but we will continue to follow this story and provide updates as they become available. Reporting live from downtown Las Vegas, I'm Tiffany Lane for News 3. Back to you.
Yeah, Tiffany, so many moving parts. Thank you so much for staying on top of it.
Now,
Wow.
That is crazy.
Yep. Jesus. All right, so Manny killed Finny Da Legend,
Right, Rodney
and
Finley.
his wife because he thought that she was because she's not part of his show, I guess.
Well, kind of. I mean, I guess I have more
She's
of
a
an upper
sidekick?
leg. Yeah, because the problem is what they didn't go into on this is that they had their own YouTube channel initially as like a vlog to like Vegas. Like it states in the video, they're not even from Vegas.
Right.
They're from Arizona. They're from Phoenix.
No, yeah, it stated that.
Yeah, but it's
They were visiting.
They just spent a lot of time because it's an easy travel destination there. And so, like it said in the video clip as well, I guess there was some type of confrontation between them and Manny. And this is what I was trying to say initially, what this video doesn't go into.
The motive.
Finny Da Legend created he switched the focus of his channel to basically people that did not like Manny. And he held live chats where it was basically like a Bash Manny session. And it started causing people from Manny's channel to defect to their group. And it caused him to lose followers. Which
Why did he do that? Because he saw it as an opportunity to grow his channel off of.
Well, I think it was initially just to combat whatever initial confrontation they had with the pepper spray. And there's a whole video of that actually on YouTube. Like there's a video of the initial confrontation between Finny's wife and Manny. And it was because they were doing a regular vlog in Vegas like people do. And Manny's channel was built around, like he was also a street performer, which they kind of said in there. But part of his YouTube channel was vlogging, but also vlogging himself street performing. And that's where he built up his base. And it started people defecting from his fan base over to them. And yeah, I think Finny took advantage of that by using that as a mechanism to build up his channel. Basically to hate on another person.
And why were people hating on Manny though?
Because he has a record of apparent bad behavior. I couldn't get all of it, and I don't want to get
that makes sense. No, that makes
I don't
want
to get too stuck in the weeds with all the
Yeah.
backstory, so we can get
But
to our
that's a
part.
great response. He just bad behavior that people
Yeah, like
may
apparently
be-
he like hurt an old man. He has jipped people out of money. I mean, all these are allegedly and accusations. Of course, I don't know for sure, but people were going to Finny's channel and testifying to that in a live stream. Like, hey, I had this, Manny did XYZ to me, and so I'm here to support you. I'm going to stop supporting him. And what they don't go in here as well is Finny had like a little crew. It was called Sin City Family, which is the name of his channel. And so he had other YouTubers that were a part of his like group, and they all kind of catered around each other with their content and how they street performed. Some of them were just street performers, some were YouTubers, and so I just thought it was different because it's all in the environment of YouTube, and this is crazy. I mean, the murder itself happened on a live stream there on YouTube.
It's almost like an execution more than a murder.
I mean, that's what it feels like.
Which is, I guess a subcategory of murder. But yeah, it kind of looks like an execution because it was targeted and planned, which is murder, but
premeditated murder at that, even though he's trying to claim self-defense.
Yeah,
so
this is bizarre.
This comment is saying the wife should be in jail as well. She was there at the shooting filming.
Yes. So there's another video where it's from the opposite perspective of there, because the video that caught the actual murder that everybody saw, the live stream, was the actual live stream of Finny and his wife. Like they were live streaming, which is how most people think Manny found them. Like he was watching their live stream, saw where they were, which they were in front of the Bellagio, which is a famous casino there, and was like, I'm going down there to confront them. And yeah, there's another video on YouTube that shows the perspective where I guess his wife was also live. Manny's wife was live streaming too, and she's there as the murder occurs and then runs off. And so a lot of people are wondering.
She runs off once it happens?
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
There's even people that have compressed the audio of her video, and apparently and allegedly like Manny's wife is speaking, and then he asks like how many people do we have in our stream, or how many people are watching us, or whatever. And his wife says something that I couldn't make out, and he says, "Should I kill this dude now?"
He said that?
Like the way
it almost sounded like he did.
It sounds exactly like that. And like I said, I don't want to get too stuck in the weeds. I did a little bit of background before we got this topic, just so I could be informed.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
And I don't want our commentary to be solely about the event itself. You know, I want to put our own spin on it and what we think. Something like what you alluded to, Blanca, the week before on our last segment, like, did some type of evil take over here? Why would you kill somebody over YouTube clout? You know, and they weren't even big YouTubers. Like, they had like less than 10,000 followers. You know, they're not like
really. I thought it was like 100,000. No. Like I was thinking at least 100,000.
No, not even 20,000. No.
Wow.
No,
I didn't know that. I thought what's up with the copyright thing that I read about? I thought there was one was biting content from someone else, right?
I guess they were both using videos from each other's channel to target each other.
Oh.
And so technically what you can do, you can report to YouTube as a copyright violation saying, hey, this creator's using my video without my permission or without citing me. But what that does, it gets your channel taken down. So apparently Finny had done that to Manny and cost his main channel that he was... They were making a little bit of money because they had live streams, which people can do something called super chat and donate.
They were probably starting to make money.
Well, apparently they were making, like, somebody did the financials. Like, they were, like, at one point I think Manny was making like 50 grand a month off of live chats, not off of his content, but just live streaming.
Wow.
And so that got to be depleted because of Finny, and so I think that's what ultimately led up to him taking this action. But like I said, I don't want to get caught too much in the weeds. I just wanted to be informed as we discuss this.
No, I appreciate that, because you added a lot of context that they left out that I did not know.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
So now we can get into
Manny's wife's name is Julie. Now, was his last name Ruiz?
I believe so.
If that's the case, like, as a Hispanic, I know, like, I just want to say that it just as much it still pains me to see all of this. It's heartbreaking. And I really hate to see, you know, a fellow Latino, you know, because we're already in, like, I don't know what the heated times with anything, you know, racially and all of that.
Right.
And just to have a Latino or Hispanic name, Ruiz, you know, it's like, it's just adding fuel to the fire right now, you know?
I hate that.
And I hate that. And I know that, that's one of the things, but that's beside the point. That's like almost a selfish thing to say.
It's a component,
that's a selfish thing to say almost in light of everything that's happened.
People have talked about, it doesn't so much happen in other areas of the country, like in California, but people are like, well, now is this going to add to this divide between Black Americans and Latinos or the Hispanic community in Vegas?
Oh, and that too. I didn't even think about that.
Because apparently in Vegas, it's not a huge divide there. There's a lot of people that interact with each other from each culture.
Yeah, but there doesn't seem to be a racial component.
It's not. I don't think
to this at all.
But people can use it.
But the audience can attach that connotation to that.
Certain people will.
Not the actual fact of the truth.
No, it's not a fact. But like they're, I don't know.
Like I've heard some YouTubers. I can't even remember the dude's name, but he tried to frame it that way. He was a Black YouTuber, and he tried to frame it like, oh, now we have a XYZ Black man that got killed on the street and blah blah blah, and tried to frame it through the lens of
the racial
racist event. And I didn't like that.
That's
even as a Black man, it's not.
That's a reach, and that's pretty lazy, I would say, especially with this, because there's no. there's no clear racial component, especially in that video, and it really is. It's an internet. To summarize it, it seems like an internet beef that escalated, which is just. It's interesting that a beef on the internet escalates to a point where it manifests in the real world. So it's like a blending of the tech online world where you operate under pseudonyms and handles and nicknames into some. I mean, like, you know, like you said, you're like, this is the first time the YouTubers have had almost like gang style or rap style beef, street style beef, where it manifests itself, and almost like how cyberbullying can cause. That's funny. That comment says they were cyberbullies. I'm like, oh, that's weird. That it's almost like, I guess, cyberbullying. How I guess it causes some people to self-delete and or to delete someone else.
Which is crazy though, as adult men, because I guess what shocks me with the cyberbully term, in my mind, I normally associate that with younger people. I don't associate it with people. These people are all in their 40s.
That is that's so bizarre because
and
that's
kids and grandkids, and now
that one guy had
like
grandkids,
that guy said, well, Finny and Tanisha's kids don't have parents now, you know, and I guess Manny and Julie's kids still have Julie, but
they're gonna be in jail. Probably.
And Julie
might go down.
Julie, I almost think she should be locked up right now.
That's what a lot of people are speculating.
There's no way. I don't understand why she's not. I think she needs to be.
Because she didn't actually.
Yeah, but she, like, until you can say that she wasn't an accomplice, like, I don't know. I don't want to take people's freedoms away.
Like a conspiracy type of thing.
Like, this comment says, kind people, talking about Finny and, you said Tanisha?
Tanisha,
yeah. Tanisha.
But for 95% of their videos for the past year, they were obsessed with trashing Manny and Julie, throwing shots at his sexuality and her weight.
That is correct.
And that is like...
So this whole debacle just turned into Jerry Springer, basically, where it's just... I guess they were both out to do original content, and it devolves into them just... Their content becomes almost it's literally like a rap battle, like how you have rappers who have independent.
No, not a rap battle.
No, but I mean that you have rappers who have independent content, and then they start. Then their content becomes
I see what you're saying.
Attacking other rappers, and that's their new content.
I do.
I get that too.
Or like, okay, let's take.
I think this is the thing that this is for me. When usually a person backs down, there's one side that backs down.
Okay.
You know, out of rational thought, out of humility, out of realizing this is dumb, or this is crazy, or this is dangerous, or thinking about their families. I'm not going to put my family. This is starting to escalate, you know, out of wisdom and intelligence, out of meekness. For many reasons, one side backs down. Most of the time that does happen out, I think, in society. But when you meet two people that are in their own way, going toe to toe, head to head, whatever it is, not backing down, it is going to come to a point where it's like, what's going to happen?
Some action has to occur.
Something has to happen for this to go somewhere else, because the pressure is only going to keep building. And it just so happens that they started, let's say they started posting about Manny and his wife. And for whatever reason, to me, they have, like, obviously for me, I'm thinking emotional regulation and mental health issues. They just so met the people that are not going to back down, you know, and their mental health is going to come to the forefront the longer you do this. And I think it was extremely irresponsible and
childish,
immature, just everything. These two parents to be going after these other YouTubers. Who cares if they're right? You know, like, it's not like these are two models of society that they're coming against. This is just another YouTuber and his wife that let it go.
I think that's where the ethical component comes in. Like, how far do you go, or how much of your morals do you sacrifice for clout or fame? Because it seems like at a point you're starting to sacrifice your good judgment just to continue to rise in fame. And like we talked about earlier, we're not
100%.
talking about like real fame. We're not, I mean, we would have probably never heard of these YouTubers if it wasn't for this incident. No disrespect to the victim.
No, absolutely not.
It's rising. But rising fame and potential fame is enough. I mean, I can't remember which author or philosopher even talked about this, but people change when you put a camera in front of them.
Yeah.
You know, that's
even
the thing.
without
Is that
the camera, when you start tasting a little bit of fame.
Yeah, but that's
any type of way.
No, but it's different though, because you can be famous. Well, now everything famous is put on the camera, but you can be a famous author, you know, and that still gets to people's head, but the camera introduces a different component, something that no other media form does. The camera makes you a different person. Just like listening to music makes you a different person. It's hypnotizing. Just like there's a whole record label called Hypnotized Minds.
It is.
I mean, there's certain media types that really transform people and turn them into demons. I think to a certain extent, I can't go that far. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that fully. Well, have you ever seen like actors do the behind the scenes? They do when they're getting into a character and then the camera shoots and they're a totally different person, and that transition for a really good actor is kind of bizarre. It's like, whoa, you can be two different people in the same moment.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily connotate evil just because you can perform.
I didn't say it was evil. I'm just saying
you said it turns people into demons
because they're not themselves. They become like perverted versions of themselves where their souls are kind of warped because of the introduction of the camera. The camera.
I mean, I like your take, and I like this for the content of our podcast. I don't agree with that 100%. I'm not saying that it can't happen, that it hasn't happened, that it doesn't happen. I agree with you to a certain degree, but like,
well, there's a lot of components
this
in here,
particular case, people are not acting. Maybe they are into character because Manny was a street performer.
No, but they're both YouTubers. That means that they perform on camera for their viewers,
right? But
just like we're performing for our viewers.
Like what you were talking about with people going into character, they're basically trying to represent
that
themselves.
Right. That was analogous to a YouTuber, though. It's just analogous.
Okay.
I think what happened here too was that there is you're wondering how it gets escalated to this point. There's kind of game theory component too, which is
I like this.
The game of chicken, right? So who's going to be the first person to retaliate, to push. Especially when you're going head to head chicken, it's like who is going to be, you always have to demonstrate the show of force to get the other person to deter.
And there was, like I said, like this comment
but no one deterred. So it's a game of chicken where they ended up crashing into each other because nobody swerved.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that analogy.
Right.
But also, like, there is truth. Like, because some people are saying, well, is Finny, obviously he's not responsible for what happened to them.
Yeah.
But is there some
he has a role to play? Does he have a role to play in his own demise?
Like that comment right there, like even in the video before the situation happens, I guess he had like a term for like Manny's wife, or like I'm trying to say this with being PC, like women that work skinny. He had like a term. It was like donuts. And like right before it happens, he's like as they pass, he says something like donuts. And so he still, even with Manny and them being there and being on camera, which lends to what you were just saying, he was almost feeding to the audience.
He's provoking.
Yeah.
He's a provocateur at that point.
And so it's like, well, come on.
Yeah.
You got to come to a point where you grow up in a certain extent, especially if you're, if they were 20 years old, it wouldn't be better.
Yeah, if you have kids,
the age. You have kids.
Then your role is
and grandkids.
Then your primary role should be de-escalation if you have dependents.
Don't get me wrong, you have fun and banter.
I want to answer your question of was he, and you said, well, I don't want to say partly responsible for his own death, but I would answer that with another question. Would he be dead had he not been making these videos about Manny for the past year? Then the answer to that is no. So if you backtrack to that, if then the answer is I think he is partly responsible. Maybe he's not partly responsible for being shot and killed, but for Manny's actions, but he
could have prevented it.
But he is responsible for whatever provoked.
He could have mitigated his risk.
Provoking.
Yeah, I mean,
Manny,
even by traveling to there and going there on the strip,
and you never know someone's the line. You never know someone's limit. Like my limit could be way over here, and you could keep and I could be real explosive, but it's like I'm over it in a sec, and then my limit is over here. And then the most humble, meek looking person, they could be seemingly very calm, and then their limit is right here, for various reasons. And it's like you're just playing with fire, And so, I do think that I do think they can be responsible for their own death, even being murdered, and that goes along with, and we can end it with this, but with a lot of situations, crimes of passion, people that cheat on their, let's say people that cheat on their husbands or their wives or whatever and then they are murdered by their spouse, them and the person they were cheating with. It's like, well, the spouse killed them. They're 100% responsible, but they're also responsible.
Right.
And it's like, how can a dead person be
led to the consequences
directly,
of
not indirectly,
that result.
Directly.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah, there's that's why there's been other. Whenever you see, I think I was in a bar recently, and a loved one and a stranger got into an altercation. And
what do you mean a loved one?
Someone close to me.
Oh, close to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he got in an altercation with somebody, and even though I don't know who started what, neither party was de-escalating the situation, and I probably should have told the other guy to hey, you need to back off, but I don't know him. I know I can control my own people. And so I was like,
I think you did the right thing.
Hey,
Why would you tell the other guy?
For my own people, I was like, I don't know if you're in the right or wrong, but for everybody's sake and for your own sake, we need to de-escalate and move outside, and because otherwise situations like this happen, and then it's like, well, now it's really messy, and maybe someone loses their life, and you don't know.
You never know.
You don't know how far is this guy willing to go
these days
to protect his honor or his whatever, his ego.
He's in front of a
bunch
of people.
He's in front of people. He's in front of some girl he's taking on a date. He wants to impress her. Like, how far is this guy willing to go?
Who was it? I'm kidding.
It doesn't matter.
I'm kidding. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can end it on that. This is
we can end it on that.
Yeah, but I just wanted to also end on.
You did the right thing, Cris.
To kind of piggyback off of what you said.
I was scared in my mind. I was like, I don't know if I did the right thing.
And then piggyback off of what Cris said. Maybe the camera did bring the evil or invite the evil. Like maybe that ego, which can be, to use you all's words, a sinful part of the human soul. Like it can invite that evil by attaching yourself to this world,
to this world. That's exactly what I was going to say. To this world. I mean, if you get addicted to likes and subscribers and notifications and dings and I'm getting more attention and accolades and people like what I'm doing, so I have to maybe I have to play into this character more.
I think that the ego is so much more powerful than. Not than we think or know. I'm sure people know, but maybe than any of us who's ever existed knows. Like, I don't think the ego has, for the fact of it being an ego, I don't think it has a limit. The ego doesn't have a limit because it wouldn't be an ego if it had a limit. The ego itself,
it's
the
exponentially meant to increase or grow.
Regardless of who it has to run over. And the thing is that the scary part is that we all have an ego, and that's why I think it's so scary, and we have to really have self-control and use intelligence and use coping skills and use wisdom and be aware of our, not just of other people's egos, but our own egos, because if the ego has no limit, then at a certain point we become under subjection to the ego completely.
Correct.
And
I like that.
And at that point,
I really like that point.
It's well said.
Yeah, well, let's end it. That was great.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. We'll move on to the next segment here in a little bit, and yeah, we'll see you guys for the next segment.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
So
subscribe
and like,
please, and like.
Let's go.
Doing the second clip for the night. This is Idaho SNAP benefits. So I guess in Idaho they passed or should we just go straight to the clip? What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, let's just go straight to the clip.
Let's go straight to the clip, and then we'll summarize.
Inform our audience.
Let's do that.
What we're doing.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
All right.
I like that.
Oh. Well.
That's great.
Okay.
But can you ask?
Idahoans on SNAP, that's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, will no longer be able to buy soda and candy with those benefits. The federal government just approved Idaho's request, making the gem state one of the first to exclude these items. As our Abby Davis reports, this is a very controversial decision.
People are not happy. A spokesperson for a nonprofit working to end food insecurity says the change demonizes those who depend on the support.
Today,
I don't know where I would be without SNAP.
For nearly 2 years, more than a decade ago, Dawn Pierce relied on SNAP benefits to feed her son.
It was absolutely our safety net, and I am forever grateful.
Today, Dawn is a local representative for Hunger Free America, helping Idahoans facing the same struggles she once did.
It's mostly a stigma.
She says Idaho banning soda and candy from SNAP will make the 136,000 people receiving those benefits feel even more judged. The federal government approved the ask this week.
Can you imagine if somebody goes to the grocery store, they get a candy bar for their kid once a month, and they go through the checkout, and the checker then will say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't buy this.
The decision comes 2 months after Idaho passed legislation outlining the changes.
Wow.
I'm just really pleased to see it moving forward.
North Idaho Representative Jordan Redmond sponsored the Now Law, set to push in January.
Moving soda and candy off of the SNAP program will create better health outcomes for the long run.
There's a national push to say, hey, if the government is going to fund something, shouldn't it be good things?
Idaho Health and Welfare Division Administrator John Bernasconi helps the Gem State run the federal program.
Getting everything set, is that complicated or?
Super complicated. It's going to be a hard lift.
He says that's because the law's definition of soda and candy is broad and will take grocery stores some time to get used to. For example, you could buy these Twizzlers because they have flour in them, but not these Snickers or granola bars.
You will not
It can be very
buy those
complicated
Twizzlers.
to
Stop
figure out
it.
what to restrict, what not to restrict.
We're working with legislators to try and see if we can hone in on that.
You will not be able to buy
Don't
those
worry,
Twizzlers.
some small grocery stores in rural
No,
Idaho
you will
might not have the capacity to deal with these changes and
Don't
will have to
gaslight
close.
us,
Bernasconi says he
lady.
hasn't heard of anything like that possibly happening, and he says Health and Welfare is meeting with stores and other people in the food industry to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Morgan.
Idaho is not the only state doing this, right?
No, there are now 6 states in total. The federal government approved similar waivers for Arkansas and Utah yesterday.
All right, Abby, thank you.
Can we pull up the other comments?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Except I don't know what I just did.
Just hit back.
Oh. Okay.
There you go. Then you go right back to the video. Then pause it.
Idahoans on
Okay.
We can go
So,
go over the comments.
I got it.
And then we're there.
I mean, there was so much gaslighting in this video.
Yeah, I just
First
looked it
of all,
up.
the-
You Twizzlers, you will not be able
You
to
will not
buy.
be able to.
So why
It's
did
like,
she say that?
because they're gaslighting us
But
in that
why?
segment. Because they have an agenda. That's why. I mean, the moment
But how does
you
that
heard,
affect the agenda, though? Like,
because she's making it seem like this is going to be a horrible thing. Like, how are people going to be able to tell between Twizzlers and which one is approved because this has flat? It's
okay, I
it's
get what
dumb.
you're saying.
It was so apparent that it was gaslighting, and so was the representative, the woman, who said, "Can you imagine going to a store once a month?" As a first of all, that's the only time
She said buying
somebody,
a candy bar
as
once a
if that's the only time somebody would get a candy bar. If you're a candy bar person, you're a candy bar person. If you're not, you're not, right? Most of the time. But regardless, can you imagine once a month and they tell you you can't pay for your candy bar with your SNAP card? Well, yeah, pay it with your money that you save by not having to pay for your food. Like, and
like I'm not against the SNAP program, but I do think it's fair to question what those funds can be used for. Like,
I mean, they're funds. They're not your funds. They're funds that the government is giving you. So they have the person that is in control of those funds and is handing them out has the right to designate how it should be used.
Well, and it's an acronym, and part of that acronym is nutritional, right?
Nutritional.
So it should be
supplemental,
about the best diet.
And not just nutritional, it's supplemental. Like, you should
be the main thing.
Responsible for part of your own nutrition, you know? And some people aren't, so they get all of it. Fine, who cares? But at least be responsible for your freaking candy bars. Like, get those in your sodas on your own.
Yeah. Like, you should be buying protein and vegetables and nutrients and just good stuff. Like, you know, and I'm more moderate than you all, but I don't have a problem with
I don't even understand the.
I don't either, especially with the.
It doesn't even matter if I would say if you raise a whole ruckus about being mad about it, you should get your SNAP benefits reduced 10%. Because I'm kidding. I'm being hyperbolic. But it is that dumb to be mad about that. Truly.
I don't know how you would be mad about that.
I don't know how you could be mad.
Unless you just been spending all your SNAP on all the bad stuff 100% of the time.
But wait, was there one person that they interviewed that actually receives those benefits that were saying they'd be mad? No, these were all like talking heads.
Well, they interviewed that senator who's also part of that organization who said she used to be on
She
SNAP.
used to be, but I'm talking about a current. She still hasn't. Did they interview one person that gets SNAP benefits to ask them
That's
their
what
opinion?
they should have done.
That would have been good reporting.
That's what they should have done. Maybe we should ask that question as one of our questions.
That would be great. Let's ask that.
A person that's on SNAP, should they be able to buy like candy and soda and like non-nutritional stuff?
Yeah, and they're not even banning like chips, and they're saying candy and sodas.
Like, so you can still buy like Twinkies and cakes and cookies and
I think so.
All the ice cream and all that stuff, right?
Chips and all the processed foods you want. Kill yourself.
This is hilarious.
But we're just talking about candy and soda.
Like the worst of the worst.
The worst of the worst. Like, how entitled are we?
Very.
That's crazy.
First world
and you know, and I'm telling you what, another way they gaslighted us is that the cashier, for example, the store is going to have to decide, oh, well, this one can't. Bull crap. No. It's just like any other, your SNAP card is a credit card, just like your HSA card, just like the school SNAP cards that they gave out during COVID. You swipe it and it pays for everything that's eligible. And then anything that's left over, it wouldn't pay for because it's not eligible.
Yeah.
The cashier is like, okay, well, now the difference is $29.53. And a cashier doesn't have to be like, oh, well, let me read the ingredients here.
No. And they don't have time to do that. You know, like they don't have time to do that.
Who is this? What is this channel?
This is the local channel in Idaho.
This is horrible.
Well, this is their media.
That's horrible. Like they are. No, I know.
Media for you.
This.
So.
I need to calm down. This is so dumb.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. I'm like being too aggressive about it.
Look at this comment. Probably 60 to 70% of the things sold in a grocery store are bad for you. Processed foods contain sugar and salt levels through the roof.
Okay, and what is your point? Maybe I agree with you, maybe I don't on your point. Like, yeah, true, that's true, but what is your actual point? What is the point of this statement? Like,
I mean, I don't get it. I just find it interesting a little bit. Oh, wow, this will actually help bring the prices of these goods down because Frito-Lay Frito-Lay, they're wrong in that comment because
they're not candy. Well, Frito-Lay might make candy or sodas. I don't know.
We'd have to look that up.
If a person really only buys one candy bar and a soda a month, why can't you spend the cash to buy
What
them?
you
This
just
won't
said.
prevent people from
That's
buying
what you
these
just said.
items.
That's what you just said. Yeah.
Why is this a problem? You can't have candy or soda. I hope they get rid of soda and candy. Okay, I hope they don't get rid of soda and candy everywhere. Now, I'm not saying that.
You don't want to go to that extreme.
Because if I can't get my Hershey Kisses fix, which I know is only 11% chocolate. Did you know that? Hershey Kisses. And if I can't get like my Big K grapefruit zero fix or Coke Zero,
you got to have it.
I mean, hey, technically those are sugar free though. I guess all sodas are included. Okay, let me make a stand. They should allow Coke Zero. Coke Zero and Diet Coke. I'm kidding.
We can't do that.
Well, you could actually. So if you wanted to break this down, what you said, Fred, is actually the correct kind of metric. What is nutritional and what is not nutritional?
Right.
And then you added the other component, which is the supplemental, which means it's not all. It's not everything.
Do your
but
part.
This is just like supplements. My supplements I buy, they're not everything I buy. They're a very small percentage of what I buy that I consume weekly.
Correct.
And
I agree with that.
Nutrition, unfortunately, too, is, and this, I don't know if we don't have time to go into it today, but it's undergoing kind of a revolution right now because the benefits of the SNAP program, like, if it was up to me, okay, well, let me actually break it down to first principles. Everything you consume, as long as it's edible, can technically be nutritious.
Nutrition.
Under the right
because
context.
It feeds your body and you're not going to die from starvation.
Because you can actually, if you're training properly, a soda can actually be nutritious for you. But who's training properly? No one's training properly. So a soda for your average person is probably poison rather than nutrition. And that's the thing, is a lot of food is either there's a certain threshold that you cross where it becomes poisonous.
I get that.
Once you consume too much. But those checks and balances, those checks are not being levied on the consumers. It's just, you know, like, for instance, if you really wanted to do it properly, God, this is so bad. If someone obese came through your grocery line, if you really wanted to be, you know, wanted people to be healthy, you would have some government employee picking out, okay, you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't have that.
You're going,
but you
like,
can't
you're
do
out
that.
in left field right now.
No, I'm saying you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
You can't do that.
I'm sorry. I thought you were like saying something legitimate in your mind.
I'm saying if you actually wanted a healthy
hyperbolic a little bit.
If you wanted a healthy.
Sorry, I was reading a comment and I just caught that part.
Yeah, he's just being a little hyperbolic.
I got it. True.
That's what you would do if you actually wanted a healthy population. And this is actually, if you really want to even get deeper metaphysically with it, this is really a problem of when people are left to their own devices, they just eat junk, unfortunately.
I mean,
and if people are not coached to eat properly, then they will just eat Twinkies all day long.
Not always.
So getting back to the point of,
I don't agree with that.
Why do you think people hire personal trainers? Why do you think they hire life coaches?
But that's not every
tell
single
them.
person.
I didn't say it's every single person. But I'm saying that's why some people do it.
People you said people. You said people. That means people in general.
Yeah.
No, I mean some people.
Yes. Well.
Oh,
some
people mean some people, because people to me means most people.
Exactly.
Sure, just
people.
Okay.
If you say some people, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Why do you think some people hire coaches and personal trainers and sometimes they're like, I don't even have the willpower.
We're talking about the people that don't even care. They're just like eating processed. Hey, I know a lady from when I was younger. She's still alive, actually. And this was, 35 years ago. She's still alive.
Right.
All she ate the whole time we've known her, because she was junk food. And I'm talking about the most processed foods. The most processed foods. Can you imagine? But
And that's probably the some people he's talking about. Some people that have no
Yes,
self-control.
that's why I said
no
that.
discipline, no like.
I don't even think it's a lack of discipline for her. I think it or a lack of self-control. I think, well, this was also 35 years ago. You didn't know exactly how bad it was, but at the same time, you knew at any point in time, like, this cannot be that good. But it's just like, okay, this is easy. This is going to work. And this is what I can do right now. And people would say, this is the best I can do. You can always do better than what you think you can do. If you're challenged a little bit, you can do something totally different or better. But yeah, for her, she was a mom, and it just became like the easiest thing.
The easiest out for her to have.
Of course.
Yeah, because she was so busy
yeah.
doing
course.
other things and being a mom.
I get that.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that do that.
That's
and,
that's why I hire a private chef to do my stuff for me.
I know a lot of
because I want ready-made meals.
Oh, you have a private chef?
Of course.
Who? Tell me.
I'll tell you off camera.
Is it a company or is it a person? You don't have to tell me the name.
It's a person I know personally.
Well, why haven't you shared this information?
I'll share it. I've shared it with him. I'll share it with you off camera.
When did you start?
A few months ago.
Okay.
But yeah, because
I love that.
I want ready-made meals that are nutritional.
Yeah, he doesn't like to cook.
I don't want to have to count calories every meal because I have a life to live.
Yeah.
And I just want them ready to eat. And then
you're a single person, so you don't have to cook for like a kid.
Exactly.
Like
I don't have dependents. I don't have dogs. I don't have to cook for and provide for dependents. So
yeah, only when you choose to, which is nice.
Yeah. So it works out. But yeah, that's kind of.
You know what they could do too, in a way.
What's that?
I mean, during the transition of this program, and this is maybe where I'm leaning a little more to my liberal side as a moderate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could give bonuses on top of this or like some type of more of a discount on more nutritious foods instead of to segue.
More of a discount. So on top of getting free money for food, you also get a discount?
I don't know how to.
He's actually right. That's actually how you would do it.
I don't know.
Because you're not going to get rid of you're not going to get rid of these programs.
I don't know that
they're here to stay.
To get rid
they're here
of
to
the
stay.
I'm just saying,
Chris, am I trying to get rid of the program?
No, you're not.
No.
You're not at all. But they're here to stay. So you have to optimize them, and you have to use them if they're going to be mandated. Actually, they are mandated.
If they have to be mandated, then people are going to just have to buy what they are allowed to.
Taxpayers are mandated to pay into them.
Uh-huh.
But the programs themselves can be optimized. And what you would do is kind of what the guy in the video said. You would subsidize healthy stuff. That's a proper way to do it.
Why do you have to optimize? You're already giving people the money.
Because
do you want it or do you not?
No. Because the money is finite. You can't. There's not an unlimited supply of money.
Uh-huh.
It's a finite amount
and
that
when
comes
it runs
in.
out, you pay for your
So
own
if you wanted
food.
to, like what I would do with my engineer brain is I would say, okay, well, how many calories does the average person need, and how can we break that down into macronutrients? And then I would divide the money by the amount of macronutrients. The same calculation I do at the grocery store. And then you would say, okay, so you're allowed, X grams of salmon, X grams of carbs, X grams of fats.
You're a whole communist there. You're a whole communist.
No, but you don't. But you don't have to do this program if you don't want to. You can also buy your own food.
That's fine. I don't disagree with you.
All I was saying is that for a trial period while this transition is going on, have some form of incentive to purchase like more nutritional foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like, since you're not going to
isn't the incentive
and the incentive would be, hey, the salmon's going to be, instead of you paying $8.99 a pound, you pay $4 a pound.
Right.
No, I have
that's how you would do it.
Totally disagree.
That's
fine. Oh no.
But what about me that I'm not a strain on the government because I pay for my own food, and on top of okay, you get help, but now you also get salmon for $4 a pound, but I still have to keep paying $8.99? Heck no.
Blanca,
you get food, and then you get the money to get the food.
It would be
these programs are not going away.
Period.
There's no reason to do a trial period. It's money that you are being given for free.
I mean, that's fine.
These are the new rules.
Debate it. I was
starting
just thinking of different ways
2 weeks.
Address the issue.
I get it.
Trying to,
but it doesn't have to be addressed that way. Address people's entitlement. You don't have to address it.
Yeah.
You just change it, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, this is not what we're doing. You can't buy a bunch of candy bars anymore.
Now you sound like the who you thought I was sounding like. You know,
A dictator?
I'm with him. I'm like, hey, you absolutely provide a fund for it, but you restrict exactly what people can what you.
Well,
I would
I
agree with
wouldn't say
that.
restrict. I'd just say give more incentive to buy the most nutrition.
I would actually
possible.
expand it even more. I would say you can even buy cigarettes with it. That's what I would say. But they're going to cost you $80 a pack.
So why would you do that?
To deter people from using their money to buy cigarettes.
Right.
And you would.
But you can't buy cigarettes on Snap anyway.
No, but I would actually take it to I would take it to its logical.
And now you can buy cigarettes.
Oh yes.
For $80.
Oh, for the right price. If you wanted to forego all your food for the month, then you could buy a pack of cigarettes. That's what I would do.
Those are the choices you make. The next month, you're gonna be cut off. It's a trial.
Then you're cut off.
It's a test. Like that's cruel. Like I'm gonna allow you to buy cigarettes, and then a year from now, we're gonna assess everyone that bought cigarettes, and all those people obviously don't need to eat because they just need to smoke. So we're canceling your.
Here's another incentive
card.
that I think is correct. I want to look this up, but I think you can't buy certain pre-made foods.
Yeah,
would
somebody put that right there.
That would actually be better than junk food, and during this transition, switch it over to that because it addresses the problem that you said about the lady that it got to be so much of a cycle out of convenience because she didn't have the time to prepare food.
I appreciate your caring heart. I just don't think we need to have any transition period. You can no longer buy sodas. You can no longer buy candy.
I'm saying make this a permanent rule. Like change.
No, why would you allow people
to buy ready-made food?
That's
nutritional?
No. I'm talking about deli food. That is way more expensive.
So what? It's better nutrition than soda and candy. Like
maybe
a rotisserie chicken is not that bad for you.
Can they not buy rotisserie chicken?
I don't think you can.
Okay, that I disagree with.
Yeah,
but
I don't think you can't buy hot pre-made foods.
Okay, I think a certain percentage of your SNAP benefits you should be able to use.
That's all I'm saying.
Pre-made foods because everyone gets in a bind sometimes and they might not have the money, but they need to feed their kids that night, so they're gonna go get hot pre-made foods. But maybe 15% of your benefits you can use to buy pre-made food. But I think that should be capped because at the end of the day, it's like if you're allowed to buy all pre-made foods, then
how much nutrition are you getting?
How much nutrition are you getting? You're gonna run out in a week and a half, and you're not gonna have the
or you may not eat it all and then throw that
let's adjust for that. I can see that.
That's all
adjusting for anything else, like giving more further discounts.
Maybe that was a bad idea. I was just trying to think of ways
that will start a whole fight across the U.S.
No, but it would actually.
People will be like, oh no, if you're gonna get salmon for $4 a pound, I'm gonna get salmon for $4 a pound. Look, I'm getting heated right now.
She's snapping out. No put it
It don't take much. God help me.
But that would actually.
I need to re-regulate.
That would actually.
When you're getting emotionally dysregulated, you know how you re-regulate? You start stomping and counting 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what pouting kids do.
Lord, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Re-regulate.
This is crazy.
No, that's what you like. I think Fred's prescription is. I think that is the correct way to. Like you would just, if we have to have this fund for needy people, you would incentivize them. And honestly, I would even do it. Well, whatever. You would incentivize them. You would incentivize them to get healthy stuff. So you would make the healthy stuff cheaper.
We already said that was a bad idea.
And the unhealthy stuff would be very expensive. But you're not seeing the vision though.
Not at all.
The vision is that they still have freedom to buy whatever they want. But it's very hard for them to buy.
Penalty to buy.
You get a huge penalty
item.
to buy, so it's not nutritional.
Make it
so
much
the
more
soda,
expensive. I love that.
The
but
soda
why do you have to
Snap,
make something less expensive? The healthy stuff.
Because if you have more people eating healthy stuff on the government dime, it's less of a burden on the healthcare system.
Yeah. You look at the cause and the effect.
Then we all, as a population, can get healthy stuff for less. What I am saying is,
I can't control. But you can't. Blanca, you cannot control people You can't control people.
I'm really
with
liking this discussion.
You
I'm
cannot
not saying control.
No. You can't control people who are paying taxes and doing everything they're supposed to do. You can control people who are not paying taxes and are subsidized.
More benefits?
You can control them.
I'm not talking about that.
You can control what they eat.
Can I speak now?
Yeah.
I got your point. Okay, let me speak
So you
because
would
I
use
gotta
it
get it out. I
as
got
a
it. I got it.
tool.
I got it. Let's charge people a 200% penalty if they buy a candy bar, right? So that candy bar is like, no, it's not $2, it's $6.
$20.
Whatever,
sure.
right? But let's do that. I love that idea. But why do we also have to reduce the price of healthy foods? That has nothing to do with that. Let's just penalize.
That's the trade-off.
There is no trade-off. You're starting a war. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, if SNAP reduces the prices,
this is all hypothetical, Blanca. This is just us trying to optimize.
I'm telling him how bad his idea is. Your idea is so bad that if
it was
the
my
government,
idea. It was my idea.
Right now it's his. If the government lowered the price of healthy foods, right?
That's what we do, people.
No, only for SNAP. Only for SNAP users.
Exactly for SNAP.
Yes, for
exactly.
SNAP
Only for SNAP users. I'm crashing out.
All right. It may be time to end this segment, dude.
I'm with you there. I mean, I would too.
Crazy.
But the thing is, it's like some things you can't look at everything.
I'm not even lying though. I know it's funny right now, but
you can't think of it like what is best. You know, this is a system. It's not just like, how do I benefit from this? It's like you don't benefit anything from this, and you may actually be penalized for it. But we're already penalized for it.
Look,
and for the record,
it's okay to be selfish. If I'm not getting the discount, ain't nobody getting the discount.
Well, that's being selfish.
Before we end this, I wanted to add two things.
Yeah, go ahead.
What you brought up off camera, I wish they would have interviewed people that participate in SNAP and see how they felt about it. And for two, Frito-Lay does not make candy.
Oh, we'll see that
so
person.
they can still buy chips.
Yeah, but we already know what people who are on SNAP are going to say. They're going to be like, they're going to be lamenting that their benefits are being taken away.
Really? I mean, if they really get to the core and interview real people, or if not, I'm not saying that they get to choose the people that are only going to choose
I don't think not all people. I think a lot of them would be like, okay, maybe I don't like that because I want to buy candy bars, but at the end of the day,
I can't
argue about it. I'm
not losing. My benefits are not decreasing.
Yeah, that's what I care about. So I think I think a lot of people would be reasonable and be like, well, I may not like it, but it doesn't mean it's unfair or wrong. I think it's actually probably a good idea because I've been buying candy bars like crazy and I've gained 50 pounds and it's going to help me.
Well, you're not your average SNAP recipient. Is your average SNAP recipient going to have that same kind of...
You think your average SNAP recipient does not have that, like, whatever intelligence or self-awareness to...
I think they do.
To be like,
I think they do.
I think your average SNAP recipient would say, they're taking stuff away from me and I don't like that.
I don't know.
I think that right now that's just a matter of opinion. I can't argue with you. I don't think that the average...
I'm the same way.
I think it's probably going to be 50-50, honestly.
I agree
50-50.
I think it's 50-50. And I think
50% is going to be
because you're going to think there is a nutrition movement.
Guys.
There are people...
Oh, man.
And we have access to so much information. There are people that probably receive SNAP that are on a food movement. They're not just some ignorant, uneducated, unaware person that's stuck in some basement just waiting for Twizzlers. Twizzlers to slide down a chute and into my stomach. Like, come on, bro.
They could be,
I don't
a lot
think
of
they're that.
SNAP recipients are also either disabled or they're maybe retired
or have health conditions.
Or have health conditions.
Look, guys, I'm going into something deeper. I'm thinking that most of them, just like most people, just like myself, we operate in our own self-interest. It's against their self-interest to get their benefits taken away from them.
You didn't hear what I said earlier. If you
interviewed one of them, they're going to say, I don't like this.
But that doesn't mean they're going to say it's wrong.
Just like if you came to me and said, I'm taking away your stuff, I would say...
people saying, I don't like it. There's nothing wrong.
I don't know about that.
They're going to say, I don't like it because
to see
that takes money out of my pocket.
I'd like to see the follow-up.
I'd be the same way.
If somebody says, I don't like it, who cares? I don't get mad at that. If somebody says, I don't like it, this is wrong, That's
That's
what
when you have
I'm
the
talking
problem.
about.
Right.
That's what they cannot like it. It's okay. I probably
guys were
wouldn't like it
suggesting-
either.
You guys were suggesting that there are some SNAP recipients out there who would be like, they're taking away from me, but I'm okay with it because it's for the greater good.
But you're automatically.
No, that's not what I said at
there's
all.
not
no one
said.
That's not what I said.
said.
Can we say what we said?
She's saying that there
People
might
are-
be some people that dislike it, but they're not going to think that there's a
There's an
I'm talking about
objective
recipients.
wrong
There's not an
occurring.
objective
Recipients.
wrong. Recipients. I'm talking about recipients
Yeah.
that are gonna be like, I don't like it
There'll probably be some people that say,
because I like my daily candy bars, but at the end of the day, my benefits aren't being reduced.
Right.
And
That's
I'm-
going to be the main thing. My benefits are
And
my
that's
dollar
the
amount is
main
not
thing
getting
I care
reduced.
about. And if anything, maybe I don't need to eat a candy bar every day, and I can buy it with my own money. I don't like it, but I can't say it's wrong.
Right.
Perhaps people who already aren't using their benefits to buy candy bars, maybe they would come to
Oh,
that conclusion.
yeah, the people
that's
that
what
are
we're
going to
talking
be the
about.
most
Yeah.
mad are going to be the ones who only buy candy
Who
bars.
are
and
using the
sodas.
program for the least amount of nutrition. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good.
But I do
segment.
think it's 50-50.
Yes.
50
I agree
or,
with you.
because I don't
It may even
know.
be 60-40.
Yeah, I don't even know, but I
Could
just
be.
don't think it's going to be most. And if you think most, you must have a low view of people on Snap.
No, Murray Rothbard, he said, show me the incentives and I'll show you the outcome. And if once you calculate,
that's theoretical.
of course it is, but it usually
You're
maps.
blanketing a group of
maps.
people.
No,
with
I'm just saying.
with one.
That's how all
saying,
humans are.
With
That's how
one saying.
not
I would do.
necessarily.
There's a lot of things that I do that I don't agree with, but they're in my best interest, and I do them. Just like the job I work currently, it's in my best interest to keep a roof over my head, and yeah,
Okay,
whatever.
but that's
willing
a
to do
bad
that.
example. Give
But
me
there's
pretty good
another.
example.
nothing objectively wrong with that. Just because
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Because it's not in.
What if I said I commit vices at my job, but I'm willing to do it for a paycheck?
That doesn't make sense either.
I mean, that's okay, but this is a different. That's
There's a
off
lot of-
that's off topic from what we're talking about.
It's more meta, sure,
Yeah,
but I
it's just
mean,
off-topic.
we're just exploring the. I don't know. There's.
I think an example
Yeah.
of what you're saying is, for example, that bill that it wasn't a bill, but that mandate. I don't know what it was called. Amendment 2 or Amendment 1 that they were trying to pass about the school money. Like if people, like a lot of people
The
were
charter
saying,
school thing?
yeah, a lot of people were saying, either I'm going to vote for it because I want to send my kids. I want to decide,
I
and
get it.
then the
Oh,
other
right, yeah.
side was saying, oh well, that's selfish because I'm going to vote against it, and I know that it's going to penalize my family, but I want to think about the greater good. And it's like, look, dude, when it comes to like schooling and your kids, and I'm a parent, I'll be selfish all day. I'm voting on what I think is best for my family. If you
Well,
want to
that's just an
sacrifice your
individual
kid, but I'm saying
Individual
that is the
choice.
example that
He's
I think
giving.
he's giving.
Yeah, that's fine. But
That's a-
yeah,
that's a
I
pretty good
think
example, yeah.
we're all in agreement to wrap it up. I think we're all
To
kind of
wrap
in
it up.
agreement that this is outrageous. What I find funny, to reiterate what you said, is that we didn't get any feedback or participation from people that are a part of the SNAP program. I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to
And
see
then
that.
I don't think it wouldn't change my mind about my opinion.
No.
But the way the media painted the story was that it was some type of calamity or tragedy
Well,
going
this
on.
means
They always
this,
do.
this
I mean, the way they
news
use the word
story-
demonized, and I'm like, dude, this is not even a spiritual issue, bro. We're talking
It was that. I'm
we're
telling
talking
you,
about
this
candy
is probably
bars and soda. What?
this was 7KTVB news
right.
channel
That's
in
crazy.
Idaho, and I'm telling you right now, I have this is one of the most gaslighty reportings, and not just like it's gaslighty, it's so like first grade level gaslighty. It's like y'all didn't even y'all really thought y'all were getting over on us with your reporting,
Well,
like
that
to
was
get
bad.
you on your side. It's bad.
Well, that's why the
Well.
people need us, so we can filter through this information, get to the fact, and then come up with valid opinions, whether we agree or not. But I think that's a wrap. I think that's good.
I think we're good.
Indeed. All right, guys. We'll see you all next week or next couple weeks.
Next episode, subscribe,
episode.
like all the things, and we'll be up.